Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Ray here, and today I'm going to be doing a deck profile. It's going to be a deck profile over the UA deck, which stands for Ultra Athletes, if you guys didn't know. Um, so I finally just got most of this deck, and I put it all together, and I've been using it on YGO Dev Pro, and I like it a lot. So it can really this deck that I have right now. This is like the basic UA deck, I would say. Um, I have a couple other cards in my other deck, like Skarm and Tour Guide, and those help get out a card called MX Saber Invoker. So this deck doesn't have that, but it has. This is like the basic UA deck. So what I run is I run 3 UA midfielders, which is like your level 4 of the deck, and that just when you normal summon it, that gets everything going, and its effect isn't that great, but this helps get everything going for the deck. So then we have 3 UA Mighty Sluggers, which this is the card you want to get out. It's a 5-star, but it can be special summoned by returning 1 UA card on the field to your hand. So say this is out on the field, I just normal summoned it, I can send it back to my hand to special summon a Mighty Slugger, and that's when I get going, because Mighty Slugger has 2300 attack, and when it attacks, it can't be affected by any card effects, and card effects cannot be activated either. So that's one of the best cards in the deck. And there's another equipped spell card I'll go over when we get to it. And then I got 2 Perfect Ace. 3's a little too cloggy. You don't want this in your hand too often. It's more of a defense card. Has 15 attack and 25 defense. And pretty much its effect is during your opponent's turn, when a card or effect is activated, you can discard 1 card and negate the activation. And if you do, destroy it. And this is a quick effect, so this is a really good card, but you don't need 3 of them. And then I also have 2 Blockbackers, not Backblockers. I always want to say that, but it's Blockbacker. And I think this is a level 7. Yeah, it's a level 7. And this is a huge defense card. So I got one other defense card, which is Goalkeeper. So Blockbacker and Goalkeeper are the defense cards you want to get out. And Blockbacker has 27 defense. And its effect is, once returned when your opponent special summons a monster, you can change their battle position. And if you do, negate their effects. So this card's really good when your opponent XC summons, or fusion summons, or synchro summons, any of those. And then that will just shut it down. And then Goalkeeper is a great card because once during your opponent's turn, you can target 1 UA monster you control, and it cannot be destroyed by battle. So if you need to keep a UA card out so that you can keep, like, running them, this is a card to use, and you can use the effect on itself also. So that will help a lot. And then 2 Summoner Monks. If you draw this, you can normal summon it, and then you can discard a spell card, which there's plenty in this deck, you'll see. And you can special summon Midfielder, which is what will get you going. So Summoner Monk is a really good card in this UA basic deck. It can also have Playmaker, and it has 26 attack. And when another UA monster attacks, you can make this card lose 800 attack and make that card gain 800. So it's really good to use a Mighty Slugger, because that will just boost up its attack so much. So those are all the monsters I have. Let's count them real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14 normal monsters, or 14 monsters in this deck. So this is definitely spell heavy. I've got 35 spells in it, and you'll see why. So the first spell is Reasoning, and this card is so good in this deck, it's crazy. So your opponent pretty much says a monster level, and then you start discarding cards from your top of your deck to your graveyard. And once you get a monster that can be special summoned or normal summoned, if they guess the right level, you have to put it to the graveyard, and all the cards go to the graveyard anyways. They just stay there. Or if they got the level wrong, you get to special summon it. So you don't really care about the spell cards that are going to the graveyard. You just care about the monster that you need to get summoned. So this card is great, like, on any turn. So Reasoning is a really good card in this deck, and I run 3 because you need to get going. And I run 3 UA Stadiums, which is a field spell card. And pretty much once per turn, when a UA monster is special summoned, all your monsters that you have gain 500 attack. And then when a UA monster is normal summoned, you get to search for a UA monster from your deck and add it to your hand. So this card will get you going too, but a lot of people will play MST on this, and you just kind of have to deal with that. Hopefully you have 2, or you have a Terraforming in your hand, which we'll get to that. 3 Rotas, like I said, to get you going, get you level 4 out. the Monarchs Stormforth. This card is too good. I don't know how it's at 3 right now, but once during this turn, if you would tribute a monster, you can tribute your opponent's monster instead. And that card plays well in like every situation, because when they get an XYZ out or they get a big card, you can just pretty much send it to the graveyard, and it's not by a card effect, it's by tribute summon. So pretty much this is the easiest way to get rid of a big boss card in your opponent's deck. Then we got 3 UA powered jerseys, and this card is just, it's so OP, and it's like, I think this is like the most broken card in the deck, because you equip this to one of your monsters, say Mighty Slugger. With UA Stadium's effect on Mighty Slugger, it has 2800 attack. You attach this to Mighty Slugger, then it has 3800 attack, and if it attacks opponent's monster and destroys it by battle, which no cards or effects can be activated when Mighty Slugger attacks, it does damage, plus it does double the damage with this card on. And if it destroys an opponent's monster by battle and sends it to the graveyard, actually, just if the equipped monster destroys the monster by its attack, it can make a second attack during the battle phase. So this card is just crazy. And then to get it back to your hand, say if I had it attached to UA Playmaker, to get it back to my hand, all I would have to do is special summon another card, put it back to my hand, and then this card goes to the graveyard, and at the end of the turn it goes back to your hand. So that's like a really good play I like to use on it, and it's a really broken card, and hopefully it won't get limited because I love this deck. But then I got 2 Terraforming, which this card's obviously everyone knows what it is. You add 1 field spell card just to get UA Stadium so you can get going, and then you put 2 UA Turnover Tactics, which is a good card because each player has to put back into their deck however many cards are on the field. It's a really confusing card. But say if they have a fusion monster and I have 2 normal or 2 regular monsters, if they're both UAs, you can only use it if you have 2 UA monsters on the field. If I use it, those 2 UAs go back to my deck, and their monster would go back to their extra deck, and for however many are sent back to your main deck, you can special summon that many from your main deck. So if theirs go back to their extra deck, they can't special summon anything, you can just still special summon too. So this card's really good, and it will help out so much. 2 MST just to get any Vanity's Emptiness out of the way. You could probably run 3 and it'd still be okay, because Vanity's Emptiness will really mess up this deck, but there's ways to get rid of it, like UA Perfect Ace effect and stuff like that. Dimensional Fissure, you don't want any, this will stop Burning Abyss and Shaddolls and stuff like that, so this helps a lot. Swords of Revealing Light, just if you ever get in a bad situation, this card's always good. Burden of the Mighty, and this will help a lot because not all the monsters have high attacks, and each face-up monster your opponent controls loses 100 attack times its own level. So this doesn't work on XYZ monsters, but it does work on any other monsters, so this helps a lot. Full Force Strike, this is kind of just a filler for the moment. You guys can look up that card, it helps though. And then I also have Royal Decree. Royal Decree, this is the only trap card I run, and negates all the other traps, so this will help a lot. Right now, the only card I have in my extra deck that really fits right now is Utopia, number 39. Just because, when you kind of get in a little situation, this is a good card to stall. You can detach the XYZ material to negate the attack, so this will help out. And so the other format of this deck I'll be doing soon when I get the cards, but it's with Tour Guide. And use normal summon Tour Guide, you get Scarm out, you have 2 level 3s, and you XZ summon for MX Saber Invoker, and with that effect you can detach 1 material and special summon a level 4 warrior type monster, which is Midfielder, and then you got Midfielder out and you can get going with your UAs again. So that's just a really good combo to use, but I'll do another video with more combos if you guys would like that. So leave a like on the video, thanks guys. This is my first video that I'll be doing for Yu-Gi-Oh! So I hope to continue this and do some pack openings and stuff like that and do more deck profiles. But thanks for watching, I hope you liked it, and if you have any ideas how to make this deck better, leave it in the comments please. So thanks guys for watching, I'll see y'all later.